Hello everyone and welcome to the races review of Cox Plate Day from yesterday. Big day of racing, big Cox Plate with a horse at double figures winning. And I'm also going to be commentating the greatest ever Cox Plate, just as a wacky thing. And that's going to be at the end of the video. But let's get straight on with the races review. A very slow track for the first race yesterday. It was a handicap over the 955 metres. Ancestry, the odds-on favourite that was carrying the weight of the nation, ended up winning. It was always going to win when it crossed Jungle Edge. I don't know if they were going fast or slow by the times because they ran 56.76. I'm not sure how wet it was, but it just had the class edge Ancestry. I already knew it was a moral against the Centaurian, Holbein and Gibbon. Jungle Edge I thought could put up a fight in those soft conditions. Maybe it's looking for 1100 metres. Maybe Ancestry is just too good for it. But Ancestry got us off to a great start early in the day, which was good. Race 2 was the English Banner, won by Sneaky 5. Sneaky 5 got the perfect run. My tip, Son of Mercury, could not keep up. I reckon it's looking for a bit further. But Sneaky 5 had the gun run. The Art of Flying, probably a touch unlucky. Sneaky 5 just pushed out when it wanted to, and the Art of Flying had to wait for a run. Tempest Charm from the back was really good. I think it was a bit agitated pre-race. But you can see the Art of Flying still looking for some room, and now it gets out, but it's too late. Son of Mercury came back late, as I've already said. Probably looking for a bit further now. But Sneaky 5 too good, and Tempest Charm ran on really well, as you can see there. Really good effort. Race 3, the Group 3 Red Anchor Stakes over the 1200 metres, won by Portland Sky. I thought Bella Nipotina should have won if it had cover. Definitely would have won if it had cover. But Portland Sky won on the fence. And from gate 1, a lot of people were saying it was a negative because maybe it's not where you wanted to be, but it was definitely where you wanted to be in this stage of the day. The first 3, I think Valaquenta finished 3rd. So the first 2 favourites were the first 2 home. And Portland Sky just ended up being too strong for Bella Nipotina, who had a tough run. And I think Bella Nipotina should have won if it had cover. That's all I have to say on that. Valaquenta was good late. Race 4 was the Phillies Classic over the 1600 metres. Yes, baby, yes, ended up winning at $11. A lot of people were querying it over the 1600 metres, but it defied that today with a great performance. And Ecumenical, who basically was tipped by everyone, got cover. It was wide without cover in the early stages, and it got cover, so I thought that was good enough to win. Just wasn't good enough. Thermosphere and Incredulous Dream were disappointing, but Yes Baby Yes ended up winning, and I thought Miss In Between was a good run. Looks like the first 3 in the run were first 3 home. Miss In Between stuck on well after being in some moderate maidens. La Masa finished off strong. So that's that race. Race 5, Sovereign Award, ended up winning this race, and they went some pretty quick times. I was expecting Sovereign Award to stop. I was expecting Parody, I'm Eloquent, and Bonvicini, who was my tip, to just come over the top of them, but they weren't making ground fast enough. And I thought Bonvicini was solid. Parody would have won if Damien Oliver hadn't have let I'm Eloquent get in front of him. So, Sovereign Award, it was stopping late, but Jamie Carr got 4 winners on the day. I think this was a second. But I'm Eloquent ran well. Parody was finishing off strong. Bonvicini was also finishing off pretty strong as well. Race 6, this was the Vars over the 2040 metres. This was a race dominated in 2, of course, if you didn't know. Young Werther was a late scratching, the $2 favourite. I had Cherry Tortoni on top in my preview, and I was still sticking with it. I thought, right here, we've got it. But then I remembered that it struggles to run out 2,000 metres, so I was like, Quay is going to put up a fight here. And when it ducked to the inside and Quay was still sticking on, I knew that it was going to get us. But Cherry Tortoni ended up winning the race, just kept fighting. I don't know how much it'll be suited up to the 2,500 metres next week in the Derby. Young Werther might be better suited. Quay kept coming, but Cherry Tortoni held them off for a good victory. Race 7, I think this was the Crystal Mile. Homesman ended up winning the race first up, had some good market support. I'm not sure why I overlooked it. I couldn't find a jump out, and that's the only reason that I overlooked it. But it was the class runner. It was always going to win. It loves the valley. Was on the fence. My tip, Age of Chivalry, stuck on pretty well. I thought the first three in the run were first three home. Dr. Drew was disappointing, but Homesman was the winner first up. Delivered a big performance. Age of Chivalry did well. Kingswood Dream fought on pretty well, but not being an eye catcher. Homesman, I'm not sure, maybe a McKinnon for it, but not too sure. Race 8 was the Moonee Valley Gold Cup. Miami Bound on the soft track. What a run. What a run. It got the nice card into the race, but Jamie Carr got another winner. My tip's sound. If you watch it with the purple and the white stars, it just gets held up behind the 2 leaders in Trap for Fools and Polly Gray, and really never gets a crack at them. So I wouldn't be riding off sound. I thought Ocean X put up a really good effort. Shared Ambition made a long, wide, sustained run, and that stuck on pretty well over 2,500 metres. But Miami Bound got the nice cut into the race. It's won over 2,500 metres. It's an absolute swimmer. Goes on the soft track. And, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that race. So, race 9 was the big one. The Group 1 Cox Plate. We're picking up from the start. Russian Camelot was what everyone was what everyone was watching. And it went forward. Ended up getting 1 out, 1 back in the run. Grand Slam ended up going forward, and my tip, Probabile. Now, it got off the fence, which I was I hoped it would get off the fence, and it did. So, Karen McAvoy was pretty good with that. Russian Camelot's making a run around them, but this was where the main horses were. Sir Dragonet was back in the field. Armory was finished second. The winner and the second place getter were both from overseas. You can just see how strong the Europe form is compared to the Victorian Australian form. I reckon Grand Slam was put in the race as a pacemaker for Sir Dragonet. They ran really quick, and Grand Slam was probably in the race to set it up for Sir Dragonet, both trained by the same trainer. I thought Probabile ran pretty well. Just couldn't run out the 2,000 metres, unfortunately. Colding will not go on Victorian anti-clockwise tracks. Russian Camelot, great run from the Northern Hemisphere. I think 3-year-old still. No, maybe. I'm not sure. I've lost count now. But Sir Dragonet just did everything right for Glenn Boss. I thought Mugger 2 around the field was going to be a really strong chance around the home turn. He didn't really get around the valley that well. I would have tipped Mugger 2 in the Caulfield Cup last week if had have got in, but not to be. Arcadia Queen finished 5th. Now, if it was a good track, I think it would have been much closer and definitely would have gone close to winning. So Dragonet just found that gap in between Armory and Russian Camelot. Probabile went back to the inside. It was under pressure early, but I thought it might maybe Little Hope stick on, but no, it was a race in just the top 5, basically. Sir Dragonet got through. Glenn Boss was already out of his seat at the 25 metre mark. So the Cox Plate was a good race. And then race 10, the horse that was carrying the heart of the nation, La Mexicana, which was my tip. Minhaj was my original tip, but it got scratched. Now, I don't really pay much attention to my 2nd, 3rd and 4th horses in my video because I'm more keen on my first horse. So I apologise for that, and I will continue to make sure my 2nd horse, 3rd horse and 4th horse in my preview is accurate. But La Mexicana, Twain's Express, what a run. I thought it had La Mexicana and about the 150 right here when it went straight past it, but La Mexicana wouldn't give up, and Jamie Carr got another winner added to her name. That was her 4th winner, so yeah, good. So that is my races review of Cox Plate. I hope you enjoyed it, but stick around because in about 10 seconds I'm going to be commentating the Ladbrokes' greatest ever Cox Plate that was on Friday night. Let's get straight on with it. Oh, I'm looking forward to commentating this. We're ready for the greatest ever Cox Plate. Set to go. Stalls are back and they're racing. Frankel got a good jump away from the inside gate, and pushing up with those is Tulloch. Martin Power was a length back. Secretariat from that wide gate's going to push forward. A length back to Sunline. Frankel was next, followed by So You Think on the inside of Far Lap, who's trying to slot in. Kingston Town on the inside. The champion mare Winks is 3 wide on that first turn. Then came Northerly. Gunsind on the inside, followed by Deep Impact. Tobin Bronze 3 deep. And last was Dulcify. So, to the Dean Street side, 1,500 metres to go. It's Martin Power leading by a length. Secretariat is second, and So You Think's pushing up to contest Martin Power in the lead. Then came Tulloch on the inside of Sunline. Frankel getting a good run. 3 deep is Northerly. The champion mare Winks is right there. And then came Far Lap. Kingston Town is next, followed by Tobin Bronze on the inside. Gunsind, Dulcify, and Deep Impact is last. 1,000 metres left to go, and it's So You Think leading from Martin Power on the outside. Secretariat gets a good run, followed by Sunline. The champion mare Winks improving her spot. Then came Tulloch, Northerly, and Frankel on the inside of Northerly. Far Lap was out 3 deep, and then came Kingston Town on the inside, followed by Tobin Bronze, Dulcify, Gunsind, and last is Deep Impact. So 700 metres left to go. It's Martin Power leading on the outside of So You Think. They've got a length away to Secretariat, and then came Winks, who is 3 deep without any cover. Then came Sunline and Tulloch in between those. Frankel trying to improve its spot. Far Lap and Northerly are next, followed by Kingston Town and Gunsind, Tobin Bronze, Deep Impact, and Dulcify around the home turn. The race is on in the greatest ever Cox Plate. So You Think leads into the turn, but here comes Secretariat on its inside, and Tulloch. Winks is the widest runner and winding up, but it's Secretariat leaning by a length to So You Think. Frankel's pushing through. Winks is coming down the outside. Secretariat and Frankel. It's Secretariat just from Frankel, who takes the lead. Frankel and wins. Frankel wins the greatest ever Cox Plate from Secretariat, and then Winks, followed by Tulloch and some other horses. Frankel wins the greatest ever Cox Plate from Secretariat, the American, and Winks, who was unbeaten. And here are all of the results. You can pause if you want to have a look at all the results.